Good morning. I'm going to try and be quiet because just listen. Do you hear the silence? This is why I wake up before everybody every morning. You know, when life was really stressful for me about 2 years ago, actually it's coming on 2 years ago, I remember my life 2 years ago, and it was a storm. It was so spiraling out of control. I wasn't, but everyone around me was. And this morning ritual I do, and if you follow me on social media, you see I read from 3 spiritual books, all kinds of spiritual books. I've changed them up. I get to, I don't know, it's my own freedom. I get to make it up. It's mine. It's all because of this quote that Pema Chodron gave me. And it is, live your life like a ceremony. I'm not very one for religious things. I believe that Catholicism is one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed. I love the ceremony. I don't connect with it though. And so, but from that, what can I learn, right? And Pema talks about live your life like a ceremony. And I'm like, I could create a ceremony for myself that honors me and allows me as a mother to spend time with God within every day. So I created the Holy Moley morning, which is basically a time where I connect with God within every day. I journal, I read from 3 spiritual books, I pray at a 6-foot by 4-foot prayer board every morning, which I'll do right after this. I meditate, I yoga. And the cool thing is, I don't yoga every day because I'm switching it, because I'm going to do some yoga routine. The key isn't when you do it, it's that you do it. So I picked some things in my life that work for me, because when I continue to do the things that work for me, life works for me. If life starts getting off kilter and I start becoming part of the tornado that's spinning around me, I have to ask myself, what part of my life, what part of my ceremony am I not honoring? The cool thing is the ceremony is flexible, it's breathable, meaning I can add what's working. Like my morning yoga just started being a little bit boring for me. So I'm tweaking it a little bit so that it excites me again. I want to say thank you to the women of Seven Sisters Healing. Gosh, the mesh of us have been it's been amazing. And Dana, I look forward to doing more work with you. I'm grateful that you trust me in your space, in the Seven Sisters Healing space. I'm going to make myself an 8th honorary sister today, because I do healing work too. And we are very well aware that it takes a village. And I'm happy to be a part of the Seven Sisters Healing Village, and you women are forever a part of the Heart Beauty Village. And I consider you women part of my gladiators. You're part of my spiritual warrior team that I will call upon when I need it. Because even some of I had a reading done by somebody they had, and wow, that was amazing. And it affirms what God's already told me, so I love it. I'm grateful to the women who've listened to what Dana and I said, especially those girls that were on that soccer team. Wow. What if all of us got together and had a conference of truth? You know what I didn't give homage to last night was Bob Anjo, which was our soccer coach. He knew I was struggling. He knew I was barely going to graduate high school. I was drowning so fast. In the pictures Dana put up on the Seven Sisters YouTube channel last night, she put up a picture of me in the beginning of soccer, and then she put me on in 1993. And what was amazing is what both of us realized was the light that was in me, wow, it was off in the 93 picture. The light started to get dimmed then. And if I remember correctly, I started fighting really bad at home. I didn't like the fact that my dad drank. I didn't like the fact that my mom worked so hard. But because I was the one brave enough to say it, the fighting started. And I started to rebel. And Bob Anjo knew that I was drowning fast, and he saved me. I would have never walked across the stage with any of you had he not known that I needed some help, and that he pulled me out of Eagle Crest and plucked me into Outback so I had a chance. And I'm so grateful to him and Coach Bull, because it was at a time when we didn't talk about things like that, but he was always a place where I could talk. He made me feel okay for not being okay. So I want to pay homage to that, because Bob was the only person, I think, at that time frame that knew that some of us were just needed a little help. I do find it interesting that if we did have that conversation as a soccer team again, what would the real conversation be like today? I know many of us have been really brave and we've talked privately about some things, but what if we got in that conversation? What if we had a reunion, a real reunion of what life was really looking like for some of us back then? I encourage my kids now to speak about those things. And I think it's part of the reason my daughter is pretty resilient, and why my son, my oldest ones, right? My 14-year-old and 9-year-old, we're still like working on that. But now as my 16-year-old and 17-year-old are off, Jordan's about to go to college, and they deal with these relationship issues and things and how to deal with stuff, I see how important it is to instill resilience in our children. Because my daughter and son have been handed some things in their lives, but they don't feel like their boats have sunk, right? Either my boat either sunk or I blew up. Either I blew the boat up or I sunk the boat. I never knew how to ride the waves of life and keep my mass even. The morning routine is part of how I keep myself even when the world's storming around. When COVID hit, I thought, shit, I'm not really affected by it, because none of my life really changed. I had a rhythm already going, and COVID just had to fit into my rhythm a little bit. So I don't know what you'll get from this morning. I don't know where these morning wisdom moments will come or where they will take us. But I know I want to invite you into this space, because what I do is keep trying to create a space for us to meet that doesn't feel natural to me, in some sort of hyperactive, spazzy type YouTube videos or something that I'm seeing, but it's just not me. So I want to invite you into my quiet and still in the morning and have some morning reflections with you. So I do want to tell you that I am very open. If something about the YouTube video struck you, or you want to talk about it, chances are there's thousands of women, thousands of teenagers, thousands of people out there that have the same questions. So I'm gonna use this time to answer some of those questions. I get a lot of them privately, and for the past couple of years, I've been working on bringing my introvert out on a camera, so that some of the private moments people get to experience, I can share these wisdom moments in a larger setting, because like my wonderful, wonderful coach reminds me, my business coach, she's so amazing. She reminds me of, Raquel, you have a message, and that message is really amazing to the people who get to see it. If they ever get the blessing of passing you one-on-one, they'll get that message. But what if you could bless more people? What if what you have to say is far more powerful than just one person hearing it? What if what you do with people, you could do with thousands of people? Wow, I don't know about that. I don't even know what that looks like. But I'm open to it, because I know that world and we all need healing on a massive scale. And if that is what God wants me to do, then I will totally step out of my comfort zone to do that. I've been working on it for 2 years. So here I am, open and honest and ready. I don't know where this will lead us, y'all, but I want to invite you into my still. It's a very private place. I'll keep it short, under 10 minutes, I hope, every day. And I hope to encourage you that whatever you're dealing with today, you can get through it. You can survive and make it through hard things. I know you can. You are a warrior. Welcome to my Be Still arena. And you are a gladiator, and you can do it. If I can conquer what life has handed me, I know you can. I know you can. I'll see you soon.